hot
I
trash.
know. I know.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Mass Effect 2168 Belly of the Beast, Session 3. So, how's everybody doing? How is everybody choosing to spend their Ollie Day? That's right, I didn't forget. I have my oversized mug for Ollie Day. That's how I'm going to celebrate my Ollie Day. Thank you, Erin, for lending the mug.
Happy birthday, Ollie.
It's not my birthday.
It's not his birthday.
It's not my
I know.
birthday.
I
No,
know, I'm
we,
just
we,
saying.
we rolled some dice at the end of one of the sessions last week and decided that you know what, we're gonna celebrate Ollie Day on the 11th, the first day of the 11th month.
It's so much easier to celebrate it if it was not made up a week in advance.
Yeah, I know, huh? That's okay.
Maybe we'd be doing something special.
Well, you know, Ollie, you're something special. We're always doing you. So, one quick thing I want to bring up before we get started. If you are watching this on the YouTube, starting with this video down below is actually a permanent link to join the Discord. So you can actually click the link and join the Discord and not go, why does he lie to me every week? All right. It was a non-permanent link before. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. All right, cool. So, I want to get into the session because it's kind of interesting how we left things off for last week, wasn't it? So just to kind of sum things up really quickly, the crew got a job, got from the Alliance, got offered a second job from the what was the other group there, from the Blue Suns. To more or less screw over the Alliance. They said, we're working for the Alliance, but we're going to work for you as well, obviously assuming that you can fit it in. You go on your trip there, you find a derelict ship with two other derelict ships attached to it. You go searching throughout it and find out everybody died everywhere due to life support, heat, everything being vented all at once. Then you actually find a small amount of living crew, 4 humans and a Aquarian, one from one ship, the other 4 from the other ship. Everybody from the first ship died. And you go searching throughout and you eventually find a really nasty computer virus, like an insanely powerful computer virus that was the way that they killed everybody else. Now, for some reason, this computer virus was able to destroy not only the ship that it was contained in, but the other 2 ships that attached to it. And it's almost like the fact that your ship was attached to a ship attached to it, so it's kind of like one step out. Maybe that's what caused your ship to be okay, because, you know, didn't seem to affect your ship. Anyways, you get the thing powered back online, and all of a sudden it starts attacking the life support in your suits. It starts trying to kill you. It becomes this big frantic moment where you end up having to kill one of the humans, another one dies by accident, third one gets knocked out, and you destroy the virus, or maybe at least stop it for now. And now here you are, back on your own ship, ready to start transporting everything to the back to the Alliance. So we're gonna fast forward a little bit from the scene where everything kind of went crazy. Everything went crazy down there. Oh,
sorry to interrupt.
Unless there's something you need to do right then.
Yeah, before we left, I would have sent 2 messages. One to all the other players, just basically being, we need to talk. Another specifically to our Quarian Winnie Jun about a certain beacon that someone put up for the Alliance to find, and whether she could disable that for us.
Probably. Maybe. I can try.
And I think we'll have to go and take a look at that beacon before we leave.
Okay. So I can tell you, Rick, because you work in the communications area for the entire time, the beacon is going to be something that's going to be on the actual ship that was your ship, because it's the only one that has power, right? So he's going to be running it through that to send the signal out. So you're asking Winnie to more or less, when you get back to your ship, head straight to engineering, see if she can find it there and take care of it.
Yeah,
from
either
there.
Winnie or me, depending who we figure out's the best person to try to deactivate it.
Sounds cool. Awesome. All right, so you guys you send that message out there. I imagine you're not saying we need to talk this second. You're saying let's talk as soon as we get an opportunity.
Yeah, we need to discuss something important.
Sounds great. Awesome. So when you get that thing powered back down, the whole ship itself doesn't really fully power up anyways. When you get everything powered back down, then you oh yeah, that's right, you power the ship back down, and then you dismantle this thing. So he more or less gives like the order to Entree to cut the lines, because you have your Omni blade to cut the or Omni sword to cut the lines that are connecting this box within the wall. You do so, and kind of pull it out. He has Cracks carry the thing back to the other ship with him. The box that was currently down there, the all mangled up box that you guys destroyed trying to save your lives, he grabs that thing, and he actually puts a couple of small little devices on it that Cracks instantly knows are small little EMP and explosive charges. So something that would definitely destroy the box, so it wouldn't be able to be used again. So you see him putting 2 EMP and 1 explosive charge onto the thing.
Are you doing
we
that?
definitely wanted that one.
So what's her name? Winnie says, "Why are you doing that?"
Mhm.
He says, "We all almost died. This thing's dangerous. We can't have a copy of it around."
Okay.
You just see, like, as soon as he said, "This thing's dangerous, we don't want it around,"
Mhm.
you just see Cracks, like, look down at the one he's carrying.
Yeah.
So
I am suspiciously.
if nobody really says or does anything beyond that, he finishes setting the charges, and it goes 1 EMP, followed by an explosion. So it's like almost it's like whereas an EMP explosion and then an EMP that makes sure that the explosion is contained within the thing itself, so it's completely scrambled and most likely not going to be able to be used ever again. And he actually just leaves the husk there and starts heading out back towards the ship that you guys came in on. So if you guys don't do anything, fast forwarding back to the ship, everybody's on there, closed door one. Once again, I'm not going to make you roll for it. Winnie, you notice that this boarding tube, it's dropping pressure pretty quickly. It's like it almost constantly needs a feed of pressure from the ship from before, putting pressure into it to make sure that, it's able to unlock other doors, because if the pressure's not right, you can't unlock other doors anyways. So it's like constantly feeding pressure from your ship to make this thing function. Once you guys get back into your ship, that thing finally breaks off from where it was attached to and collapses into the ship itself, your ship, and you guys are back on your vessel. There is they left the dead guys behind, because what's the point of bringing them there? The ship's already full of a bunch of dead people, and they're going to be preserved in the vacuum of space anyways. So they one that was knocked out comes back, Clark comes back, and then obviously all of you guys come back to the ship that already had the other lieutenant on it. So you guys are all head back there, and really he's just more or less like, all right, we're setting course, we're heading straight back to the Citadel now. We need to get this thing where it's going to be properly contained. So Winnie, do you head straight back to engineering?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so everybody else will worry about what you're doing in a second, but since Winnie kind of has direction, we're going to head straight into engineering. You kind of go over there and like, okay, and go right back over there now. What do you go looking for?
I have no idea what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a signal thing.
That's what
I don't know if that's hardware or like what that is. Something that's capable of communication, probably. I don't know.
Yeah. So why don't you
Sci-fi shit.
Yeah. Why don't you go in there? And you're gonna be rolling an electronics check to find out where this is.
Intelligence?
Yes, ma'am. Beautiful. So with your electronics check of 10, you're able to go into the computer and start searching around, seeing where it is that you can find it. Now, you have barely worked on this engine so far since you got here. Entree actually has more experience with it, but you're very familiar with engines in general, and you can see that there's seriously a power draw to something that doesn't seem super highly important. Like what's the word I'm looking for? It's not part of the primary systems. It's not something that's required for the flight and whatnot. So you kind of like trace that and figure out what it is for a while, and like, oh, okay, no, this is actually the beacon, and can pinpoint where it is. Now, did you want to shut it down? Was that what he was suggesting, or were you just trying to find it?
I'm gonna find it for now, and then I'm gonna let him know. Send him a message that hey, I found that thing.
Okay.
I will message back. All right, we can make a lot more money if we shut it down.
Okay, I'll shut it down. If I can try to do it sneakily, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're going to try to do it sneakily, you're going to have to use a decryption to try to more or less make it look like the power is still being drawn. So in case the person that's handling like the primary console, which is what Clark does, looks to see like the power fluctuations, he doesn't see like a sudden dip in power draw from an area because that's something that might draw his attention.
So to which I say, Cuddle, I found the thing, but honestly, like maybe you would be the best one to shut it down. I mean, I can do it, but it might not be pretty.
I mean, we've got 2 tech-savvy people, so yeah. If we figure out that I would be the best person to give it a go, I will definitely give it a go.
So you don't need to go down there to do it because your seat is the communication seat. You can actually, from your own terminal, sitting pretty much adjacent, like we're talking like less than 10 feet away from Clark, you could start sitting there and tapping away and trying to make this happen. So from your seat, why don't you roll for me a decryption check to make this happen? Also, in case any of you are curious about what this adventure has brought to you so far, the way that Stars Without Never works is you gain experience points from successfully handling tasks or just overcoming problems in general. This whole first mission is going to be considered 1 problem, and so therefore 1 experience point. Now, it's not like D&D where you need tens of thousands or millions of XP just to gain like +1 to attack. This is you literally need a handful of XP to go up in level. It's much more simplified. All right, so with your total roll of 10, same as hers, you're able to set up a trigger that as soon as that shuts down, as soon as she just deactivates it, it's going to continue looking like, more or less like you've seen it in movies where there's like a picture in front of a camera or like a loop for a camera so people can't see what's happening. You're effectively doing that in the systems so that it's continuing to play like a GIF effectively over, it's more complex than that, over to where it is that he's seeing the power area as opposed to what's actually there. All right, Erin, you can roll for me your electronics to shut it down quick. It's like a clean shutdown.
Right.
Oh, wait, what's your electronics skill level?
1.
Actually, you're fine. You don't even have to roll for it.
Okay.
Cool. So here we go. You guys are shutting everything down, getting all set up, and the beacon is shut off. And checking the power levels, both you guys from where you are, you can see. Clean. Job done. Solid. Cattle, you wanted to get everybody to a quick conversation. Where is it or how is it that you're going to try to pull everybody together? Mind you, it's days back to the Citadel, so it's not like a huge...
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll just wait until our dear friend Clark, Sparky, is just asleep.
Don't forget the other people.
Yeah, but they don't know. Like, it's easier to sneak away from them than it is a way to just all sneak into a room at once with Sparky being vigilant.
I mean, so Clark is obviously doing well. He's, like you said, very vigilant. He's just an intelligent and perceptive person in general, right? The other two, it doesn't matter how smart or brave or good they are. They're all starved, dehydrated, and exhausted. So yeah. It's one of those things where the Krogan could probably like a hardcore, like, I don't know, punch one in the gut while he's passed out, and he might sleep through it. Or just never wake up again.
They're still hooked up to IVs, right?
Now that that guy is back on the ship, the one that was knocked out by Entourage, yes.
Good.
Sleeping.
Just checking.
Has he inquired about any of his missing things?
Who?
The guy that.
Wait, you took off the guy that was knocked out, not just the 2 dead guys?
No, I took it from all of them.
Why would you take off the guy that's still? Well, I would say no because I would say for now no, he has not inquired because if he woke up, he would have woke up hooked to an IV, currently being looked after, and then passed out shortly afterwards with medication. So he has not yet, but I imagine he will shortly.
Look, he was a security risk. He needed to be disarmed of both his weapons and money.
Oh, it's a good thing Jesse Cox isn't here. Jesse's idea of disarming is a little different. All right, so
yes.
All right, so where do you sneak off to with your friends there, Cattle?
maybe engineering or whatever. Like
Sure.
they don't really have a reason to go there, except when stuff really breaks and stuff isn't really breaking. So
We've already all like met in engineering before as well. Like it's
yeah,
probably a good
New
idea.
meeting spot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Despite we have a literal meeting spot on the ship, but that's too obvious.
Yep.
yeah.
Got damn
It's not the
foreigners
Solarian
on here.
way.
Damn foreigners. So you guys, one at a time, I imagine, because it's engineering. Cattles just heads down there and sends the word. It's very easy for Witty to just run down to engineering, no problem. And then Entourage, I'm pretty sure you picked up the fact that this is meant to be discreet without even thinking about it. So you just eventually make your way downstairs. If you have to make some sort of excuse, you do, but you get down there, no problem. But how do we send the word to Cracks? Like, secret meeting downstairs. Shh, come. Like, how do we give him?
Walk up to him at some point. I'm like, Cracks, could you come with me for a second?
Like, even if you radio it to him, he just like picks up the nearest box to make it look like he's actually doing something. Like, yeah,
Cracks is now a master of stealth.
Yeah, there you
Yes.
go.
That's
He's,
his
It's
stuff.
gotta look like you're doing something. You
he
know?
puts the box on his head, hardcore, like Solid Snake style. Like, Shepherd. Now you guys make your way downstairs. You're in the engineering together. Go ahead.
So,
There, no one around. Do we make sure?
Well, engineering is a really small room. I think we can see everything in
Is
the room
door
right now.
closed?
Of course we closed the door.
Engineering is a really small room.
Oh, I know. It's number 7 on the list.
Yeah. All right. So go ahead.
So, we have two options here. Either we go along with Mr. Sparky over there, and we get like 500 credits for all our trouble, or we go along with Mr. Batarian, who will give us 300 each, plus scrapping rights to those vessels. Initially, we assumed there would be only one vessel. There's 3. Imagine how much extra money we can get from that and the other ships combined. There's a bunch of Dead Alliance personnel on there. I'm sure we could get a lot of nice weapons from it as well. All we would have to do is get rid of Sparky. The other people are basically gotten rid of already. Now, I realize that some of you might not be as, how do I put this gently, interested in this idea as a Solarian would be. If it was up to me, they would have already been gone, and you wouldn't have known a thing. I'm letting you know, because, well, we work together. I think it would be good to maintain a good working relationship. So I figured I'd get all your inputs on it before throwing someone out the airlock or things like that. Having people meet unfortunate decompression accidents and all that.
Well, I for one am reluctant to kill them after we help them. It seems like a strange argument to make. And handing over the technology that we nearly perished from seems troubling as it is. Yet I am under your command here, and will defer to your judgment.
I don't trust these humans an inch. Look at the guy on the ship. He shot his friend. That's a nice friend, you know. He goes mad and he shoots his friend. That's fun. We also
Was
didn't get
peculiar.
complete information. We got paid 500 credits to go into a potential danger zone when someone has already responded. The first responders have also gone dark. We were sent in basically as a throwaway, you know, expendable non-alliance assets for 500 credits without
That-
the full information.
Yeah, when you say throwaway, Crack just like stomps his foot on the floor panel. It's like motions towards the ship.
We're flying a rust bucket. They couldn't care less whether we succeeded or not.
You are right. That information is accurate to what I saw in Clark's mind.
I don't
Not that
like-
he knew the devastation of the technology.
No, No, I don't believe that he would have known that. That would have been above his pay grade. But the facts remain.
I don't like that they tried to shoot me, but I don't really want to hurt anyone either.
Here's the thing, Winnie. If we go back with the humans, they're probably going to arrest you for piracy. They
That's true.
mentioned us, so... Like, they would have... I think I heard them mention they would reduce your sentence a bit because you were cooperative and all that, but... Being cooperative will still land you in jail.
Yeah.
I don't think you deserve to go to jail, like, judging from what happened.
I don't know. She kind of looks at like the Asari, like seems to be.
But, well, from what I can tell, she doesn't seem like the sort that should be arrested. She's done good work with us. Cattle Oland, this is your job. My handler requested that I follow your commands here. If you wish to be done with these humans and it will not have severe repercussions, then I will assist you. She's reluctant. You can easily see that.
Yeah. Cattle would understand that. Like, I'm asking a big thing here, but... He will say,
Listen,
your
if
handler
you
is
need anything
wise.
handled with the engine, or if you need anything, you know, on the tech side, I'll help you. But I don't want to kill anyone. I'm
will
gonna stop
have-
you, but I'm not gonna
I
help
have
you.
a plan. The only thing that will really require force is Sparky himself. My plan for that was to have Entouré and Cracks go up. Preferably have Entouré hit him with the stun baton and just knock him out. That will make things a lot easier. If that, for some reason, doesn't go according to plan, we've got Cracks. I think that will be fine. The rest of the humans, Entouré, would it be possible for you to put an anesthetic in there, just to have them sleep for a bit?
That would
They're
be.
still hooked up to IVs.
I already have an anesthetic in the Traitors IV. It'd be easy to do.
Reminder that the one person shot the other one by accident, and then immediately afterwards, Cracks turned him into pudding.
I know.
So it was the one that then freaked out because of Cracks and everything that ran and tried to open the door to run away.
Him a traitor.
Okay, I just making sure that was clear. Good.
The whole point
like
is that
how-
she would have
He
kept
did
him
try to
like
kill
drugged
us.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's
Cracks were
already
just-
drugged up, so we could just shove him out the airlock.
Possible, yeah.
Pretty much Cracks just like during all this just shrugs and says, "Whatever pays more, I'm in for it."
This will pay a hell of a lot more. You'll also get fancy new toys.
Toys are for children.
Yeah, but these are Krogan toys. Big guns. You'll like it.
All right,
So,
so it looks like you guys
We are
have.
agreed?
My apologies.
Yeah. If this...
Marvelous.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So it looks like you guys have come to terms that you're gonna, more or less, Cattle is going to take care of the work, and nobody else really wants to be a part of it unless they have to be. So like literally, Winnie's just gonna hang out in the engineering room and just pretend like nothing's happening.
Yep.
Entouré is like, I've already applied my. Oh, are you actually going to stun the guy?
Yeah, I literally,
Okay, cool.
I agreed to what he said. I'm just doing what he says.
Okay. All right. Never
I'm
mind.
gonna stun the guy.
So just Winnie,
Yeah.
that's just gonna pretend like nothing's happening, and Cracks that's gonna hope that Entouré doesn't work out, so he can have fun too.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So you guys are making your way down. So Winnie, you stay there. Everybody else kind of heads their way back to where they need to go. How do we handle the other two? Are we not worried about the sleeping ones yet?
Well,
Do you
like
want to put
I
like
said-
a little extra drug in them to keep them sleeping?
That's literally what he said.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
we would
Okay.
be
Yeah.
doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what
Cool.
I said.
I'd be doing that first.
Yep. So you go to them, and you're more or less just like checking on them and doing what you're supposed to do. Nothing strange whatsoever. Cracks goes into his room and sits there and waits, like, because his room's like right next to the airlock, anyways, and which is also like right next to the bridge, anyways. And Cattle's the one that goes right back into the cockpit and just sits at his desk at least for a couple of minutes to give Entouré enough time to finish. Maybe when she finishes, there's like a reluctant ping saying like task complete for you, and you can get up from your, or however you want to handle it, from your communication seat, and then turn towards. Clark, what do you say? What's the plan here? Are you running a distraction before Entree comes in?
What I'll probably do is I'll lure him. Like, I'll just go up to him and say, like, hey, can I talk to you in engineering for a second? Without any prying eyes.
Sure, to
and
head
then
down.
just, walk him out of the room, and then Andre can grab him from behind.
Do you remember the layout of the ship?
I do.
More or less, yeah.
Okay, because there's two airlocks. There's the actual airlock, the one that has like the inner door, the outer door, and all that stuff, the typical airlock. And then the one that's down below by engineering is like the one that's usually there for removing and lifting up hull when you're within a pressurized area. And if you're not in a pressurized area, you can do like the boarding. You have the actual boarding tube that's pretty much broken that's attached to this thing. So did you want to go downstairs just to stay away from the other two that are sleeping? Was that the plan?
Well, they're drugged, so they shouldn't wake up in theory.
So you can more or less just have this take place effectively in the cockpit itself, like just bring his attention towards you, like, oh, come check out my console.
Yeah, but I'll walk him out so that Andre can like be in the back and just attack him from the back, just because that'll create the best moment, and
Sure.
you will never see it coming, basically.
Absolutely, sure. So he goes walking out of the area, heading towards like your mother say, hey, come check this out with me. And so if you're gonna walk him out of the cockpit for a second, like, oh, let me go show you something. As he walks through the other area, let me just make a roll really quickly. Did I leave that up? I don't think I did. 1 second. Because I'm a dummy. DAL. Gotta find that link. I think he has medicine. Here you go. Here's my link.
Is he gonna check to figure out whether they're borked?
As he's walking by to like look at the life support things, he does not have any
Why
medicine
would
skill.
you be going in there?
Because that's the room that's immediately outside of the cockpit.
No,
Where you
they're
guys?
in the bedroom. They've always been in the bedroom.
Yeah, the bedroom's immediately outside the cockpit.
No,
No. You are
no, the bedroom's in the back.
cockpit's number 1. Bedroom's number 3.
Where do I have that picture linked
Number
for
2,
you guys?
It's in Skype.
He can't open Skype.
Skype.
He's streaming.
I know. Let me,
There's a living room between
yeah.
the cockpit.
Yeah,
and
there's a
cockpit
meeting
and the
room in
bedroom,
between.
Which is why I literally just mentioned it.
All right, I will check. Oh, there is a living room between the two.
He would never see them, which is why I did it already.
Ah, that's funny. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. He doesn't have the skill anyway, so we're good. I forgot there was like literally a small little like resting room between the two because I'm not looking at the picture. Oh, that's so funny. My apologies. So you don't even have to worry about that. You just kind of bring him in there. You're more or less in there making yourself a cup of tea. And as he's kind of like walking by you with him, then you can take your action. Now, you can't make the quote surprise attack because you're not spending a full minute studying him, right? You don't have that skill as a character to do it in less than a minute. But you do catch him off guard, meaning that his AC is going to be lower. Surprise attack, in case you don't remember, Ollie, is an actual phrase. It's actual rule.
I had no idea.
I mean, I could
There's no
distract him for a
way.
minute with stupid things.
He's already distracted.
A surprise attack is like you plot out an exact attack. It takes a full minute.
Like a proper assassination.
Exactly.
Andre just stands there, like,
It's what Lena would do last season. So